Welcome to your crown chakra overview. We are in week 7, the final week of 49 days of meditations. So 7 weeks, 7 on each of the 7 main energy centers in the body, based on the Art of Conscious Evolution deck by the magnificent Kate LeMay. Kate has 49 chakra paintings, 7 in each chakra, and we're moving through them in order 1 through 49. So we are ending in the crown. That is the theme for week 7. And this possibility series is the series that we moved through. So we moved through present, body, energy, heart, frequency, clarity, and possibility. And special shout out to the possibility series, as it has been the inspiration for the Enjoy the Journey retreat series that has happened over the course of the 3 years and is ongoing. And these are the paintings and the themes that we've been moving through for all of these different retreats. And it's been such a treat to live in the energy of this possibility series. I want to give a special shout out to Possibility Day 49 because it was the first retreat of the retreat series. It was the first theme. We opened with possibility, and I left that retreat. It was in New Jersey, and I was just filled with inspiration and ideas, and it was almost as if I didn't even know where they were coming from, right? I was like rocket launched into things that I didn't even know were possible for me. And to have that energy out of retreat number 1, and now we're almost on retreat like 19. I mean, it's incredible. So just want to give a shout out to that because it's super special to me. And I think it's also a super special way to end the series, right? To allow yourself to sit in different energy and to open yourself up for things that are possible, especially if you're going through something difficult. Obviously, you can still have possibility too, even if things are going well. But I think sometimes we get a little bit stagnant and stuck in our patterns and in our lives, and things that are heavy can sometimes, kind of hold us down in a way a little bit. And how do we get unstuck? How do we get inspiration? How do we do things in a new way? How do we see things from a different perspective? So it's all possibility, right? In Kate's book that accompanies her deck, she gives a little summary of the crown chakra. In Sanskrit, it is Sahasrara, translates to 1,000 petaled, as in the 1,000-petaled lotus. The core concepts are enlightenment, pure awareness, thought, universal consciousness, bliss, divine connection, liberation, cosmic oneness, transcendence, and spiritual ecstasy. The body seen as the top of the head, brain, pituitary gland, nervous system. The names of a lot of Kate's paintings are inspired by the work of Anadea Judith, who has chakra reference books, Wheels of Life, and Eastern Body, Western Mind. So I draw inspiration from Anadea as well, and love using her work in chakra summaries because they're a great way to learn more about the chakras and reference back to if you ever were interested or needed to. And she just goes into a little bit of detail. The element of the crown is thought, manifestation is information, personal function, understanding, psychological state, bliss. When you're malfunctioning in the crown, you might experience depression, alienation, confusion, boredom, apathy, or the inability to learn. The seed sound, it says none, but in chanting as you chant up the chakras. The third eye is Om, and then the sound of the crown is N, G, 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 which is if you are oming, and at the end of the Om, you place your tongue on the roof of your mouth and you make kind of like a bee buzzing sound. You can feel the vibration, and it sometimes connects you to your crown. The metal associated with the crown is gold. Herbs for incense, lotus, minerals, amethyst or diamond. And in Eastern body, Western mind, the identity of the crown is universal. The orientation, self-knowledge. Sometimes some issues we can come up against in the crown are around attachment. The developmental stage is early adulthood and after. Developmental task, assimilation of knowledge, development of wisdom. Basic rights to know and to learn, which, as we know, we are students of life for life, right? So always learning, always growing. When you are balanced in the crown, you have the ability to perceive, analyze, and assimilate information. You're intelligent, thoughtful, and aware, open-minded, able to question, spiritually connected. You have a wisdom and a mastery and a broad understanding. If you are experiencing deficiency in the crown, you might come across spiritual cynicism, learning difficulties, rigid belief systems, apathy, excess in your lower chakras, materialism, greed, domination of others. Excess in the crown might look like over intellectualization, spiritual addiction, confusion, disassociation from the body. And when you have experienced, maybe some trauma in regards to this area, from having information withheld from you, an education that thwarts your curiosity, forced religiosity, invalidation of one's beliefs, blind obedience, no right to question or think for yourself, misinformation, lies, and spiritual abuse. Some physical malfunctions, coma, migraines, brain tumors, amnesia, cognitive delusions. Healing practices for the crown. Reestablish physical, emotional connection. Reestablish spiritual connection. Learning and study, spiritual discipline, meditation, psychotherapy, where you examine your belief systems, develop inner witness, and you work with a higher power. So the crown is pretty awesome. I would say all of the chakras are awesome, but there is a specialness in the crown. The reason we say have a long spine in each of the meditations, right, is the channel is open, right? And sometimes you might feel like tingles up your spine and a buzzing in the crown, a connection to the crown. Sometimes when I hear music, my crown like tingles and buzzes and lights up, and I feel super connected to the divine. So this is also our connection to our ancestors, right? Not only is the root our ancestors and where we came from, the crown is our spiritual guides and our ancestors and light and wisdom and the divine and heaven and, all of the above. Think of all of the above in the crown. It is so big and expansive and beautiful. Purple is my favorite color, so maybe that is why I jazz so much in the crown. I just want to take a moment to celebrate whether you've done one meditation or 5 meditations, 20 meditations, or all 49. You are exactly where you need to be. And you're exactly who you need to be in this moment. Even if you've got a goal and you're looking beyond, right? Take a moment to celebrate. A lot of times we are so focused on what we don't have and what we've yet to do that we need to take a moment. So this is a big celebration of celebrating 49 days of meditations. I honestly did not know in starting this how I was gonna be capable of doing it. Like, oh yeah, you can record, 5-minute-ish meditations for 49 days straight. That sounds doable. I honestly didn't know if it was. But in the habit of continuing to show up for you, I also showed up for myself. So sometimes it kind of feels like you have to not do it for you, right? Like set your intention, like how do I be here for my family? And then in turn, you're also being there for yourself. So how powerful that is, to allow yourself that time to really get curious about what might be going on with you and why it might be happening, and just letting that inner voice, that inner witness, be a kind voice, right? Also to be your guide, because you're gonna have to listen to that voice like for the rest of your life. And I think of Tina Olson and Aaron Newhart, who were joking after a recent retreat about, life is just like a series of self-pep talks. Like you're gonna have to talk yourself into a lot of things. You're only gonna be able to feel bad for yourself for so long. Eventually, the dishes need to get done, things need to get done, and you gotta figure out a way to get them done, right? Even if you have to outsource them. But how do you be your biggest cheerleader? How do you find a way to show up in this world that feels right? Only you know that answer. Even if other people try to tell you what to do, or you're kind of leaning into what society or tradition tells you to do, you know the answer and you get to decide. So celebrating 49 days of meditation, these are beautiful in that you could return to all 49 days, do them in a row. You could pick one that resonates, right? Maybe you see the word change or light, and you need that energy and you use that for inspiration. I want to give a special thanks to Kate LeMay for her art and just being an all-around incredible human and friend. Thank you for letting me work with your work and inspiring me every day to show up for myself. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. And thank all of you for watching, for listening, for being who you are. I am so grateful to have even been a tiny, small part on your journey. Keep showing up. Keep lighting up the world with your light. And sending you so much love, as always. Take care.